Welcome back, YouTube, to another episode of Project CL500. Today we're working on another project, keeping up maintenance on the car. We're going to be doing oil change. So here we have everything we need right now, minus the tools to do oil change. We have both our cabin filters. I got the EcoGuard cabin filters for the one under the glove box and the one in the glove box. One of them is a charcoal filter. So that's the difference between the two. We got an oil filter, we got an engine filter, some gloves, got our oil, use Mobile 1 0W40. And in this box, we have a special tool. Let me open it up to show you guys. This special tool right here is what you use to take the cap off of the oil filter so you can access it. And, well, let me get this out the way. Here you have the oil filter is inside this. So this just goes on top. You put a ratchet on it and turn it, opens it right up. Handy tool to have when you're working on these cars. So got all our stuff that we need, so let's go ahead and get the tools that we're going to need. All right, so tools that you're going to need is pretty much simple, straightforward. You're going to need a 13mm wrench for the oil plug, and you're going to need, see if you can see that, an 8mm socket to take the plastic cover off the bottom. And also you're going to need a 3/8 extension and ratchet, of course, for this guy right here. But today I got a special guest that's going to help me with this project. A very famous YouTuber, popular. So y'all go over to his channels, give him 1 million likes and a million followers and subscribers. Without further ado, I present to you Spidey 4000.
It's me, guys. So this is the best neighborhood I ever can see. And my YouTube channel is Spidey 4000. Go over to it and like the video. I'm kinda good at my videos. So let's get into it.
He's not kind of good, guys. He's great. So y'all go over to Spidey 4000, like and subscribe his channel. Knock that like button off the phone if you got to. Hit them like buttons, guys. But he's going to be helping me doing this project and trying to let the engine cool off a little bit. So we'll see. All right, but like I said, 13mm wrench, 8mm socket, and a 3/8 extension and ratchet. Okay, so first step we got to do, got to clean all this mess off the car, get all this stuff off, and we got to take the engine covers off. Okay, so here we go. All right, guys, so I need to make one correction. This right here, it's not a 3/8, it's a 1-inch. So we're gonna go ahead and start. See if I can adjust my camera. Give you guys a better view. I'm gonna start with taking the oil cap off. This thing is usually hard to take off on this car. I'm not sure if it's pressurized because of the engine or what have you. Let's see if we can get this off. Matter of fact, put on my gloves so I get a better grip. Because we are about to get messy, guys. Very, very messy. There we go. All right, we got the oil cap off. Now let's go ahead and get the filter loose.
Give this video 100,000 views.
You heard them, guys, and don't forget the likes too. Okay, while we got that loose, what I'm going to do is we're going to go underneath the car, and I'm just position the oil pan underneath the car right now to get ready to take the bolt out of the oil pan. But when I'm ready to take the bolt out, I'll take you guys under there with me so you can see that. But for right now, I'm just work on this filter. So like I said, you just put it on top, work the filter out. Pretty simple. This is a pretty easy car to do an oil change on. So let me grab something to put this filter in so I don't get oil all over the place. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I'm going to use this plastic bag right here to put this in so I don't make a mess. Hopefully I don't make a mess. Okay, so we got that out. Just going to set that right here for now until we're ready to swap it out. But let me give you a view of what that looks like. So that's what the oil filter goes. That's what it looks like. This long tube on it. So this right here, you probably can't see it through the bag, but I don't want to pull it out because it's dripping a little. But it basically has O-rings that you replace when you replace this, and I'll show you that. And let's go ahead and go underneath the car and start with the oil pan. All right, guys, so the oil plug, let me show you, is right there. That's your oil plug. I got my pan down here to catch it. Make sure you got the pan open with the vent open. Don't have any issues. So let's go ahead and crack this bad boy open. Probably gonna have to put some PB Blaster on it. All right, so we got some WD-40 we're gonna spray on there. Let that soak in a little bit. All right, that should be good enough. Come back in about 10 minutes and we'll try it again. All right, guys, while the PB Blaster is doing this, the WD-40 is doing this thing, we'll go ahead and start with the oil filter.
Yep.
Take it out the box. This is pretty much what it looks like. Just paper oil filter. And you also have, like I said, these O-rings that go on that long black piece that I showed you. So that's what we'll have to change out. So let's go ahead and do that. So you take the oil filter and you try to twist it out.
Yeah, try to twist it out.
Well, does this one twist out? Maybe not.
Yeah, it does.
This one doesn't twist all the way out. Okay. So leave that in there. And you basically take the new filter, slide it on. Let me check. Well, before we do that, let's change these rings out. So you have, let me get you on camera, a ring right here, an O-ring, another O-ring, and another O-ring right here. All right, guys, so you have one O-ring, 2, 3, 4, and 5 goes in there. So you have 5 O-rings all together. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those on and put this filter on, and we can put this back together.
Yep.
All right, guys, so we got the O-rings on. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and down here 5. So we take the filter. Pretty much goes in either direction. There's really no right or wrong way to put it on. So just put the filter on. I believe it goes. Try this way. Just put it on and twist it. You don't want to get it too far down in there. So this right here should be good. Got the filter on and just place it back in like so. And you want to hand tighten it. You don't want to use the ratchet on it. Just hand tighten it to get it down. But for now, I'm going to leave it loose until we start draining the oil. Get all the oil drained out. All right, so this was on here pretty tight. Had to use a sledgehammer, pull hammer to break it loose, but we got it loose now. And go ahead and get this oil out. So, like I said, you really want to make sure your car is nice and cool because the oil will get hot. But okay, guys, are y'all ready for this?
Guys, ready for it?
Here comes the oil.
3, 2, 1.
Whoa. There we go.
Told you guys 3, 2, 1.
He told y'all. So we just let that drain.
It might look like it's ice, but it's actually liquid.
So just slide your, oh, just be careful. You want to gradually slide it back as it goes down.
It might look,
And just so you don't spill any.
it might look like it's frozen, but it's actually liquid.
Yep, it's actually liquid. It's engine oil. You see the engine oil? Yep, so we're just gonna let this drain. Like I said, as it goes down, just move it back a little at a time.
Might look like it's frozen.
Till it's underneath the hole, so when it drips, it'll drip straight down in the pan. This right here should be good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some of this anti-seize on the bolt so I don't have the same problem with getting it off. It was a little tight on there, but it wasn't too bad. So you want to make sure that the bolt still, I just dropped it. Okay. So the bolt still has the washer on it. You want to make sure. So there we go. We'll let that drain. And once it finished draining, I'm going to flush a little bit of clean oil through there to make sure it's flushed out good. And then what I'm going to do is start filling it up with new oil. One thing I could recommend, if you're doing this like I am, could, well, definitely be careful, like he said. But you could jack up the driver's side a little to tilt the engine so the oil is shooting out towards the passenger side. You don't have to. I just put mine on ramps and got it up here, and it's good enough. So like I said, I'm gonna let this drain. It's almost done. And flush a little old oil through it. I mean, some new oil through it a little bit and make sure it's flushed out. And just make sure you got your washer still on your bolt. and we should be good to go.
And one thing, if you are doing this, you have to be kind of careful because you might be unsafe, and so you have to be safe.
Stay safe, people. All right, guys, so while that's draining, I'm gonna go ahead and screw this back on. Get it nice and hand tight. You don't want to do it too tight. And you go ahead and put the ratchet back on it. And tighten it back down. You don't want it super, super tight. That should be good enough. You want to over tighten it. Over tighten is a bad thing when it comes to this. It's just plastic, so you don't want to over tighten it too bad. And it says right on here to tighten it to 25 Newton meters. All right, we're at 25 Newton meters. There we go. You heard it click. It's good to go. So that's torqued down to spec. So now what I'm going to do is run a little bit of engine oil through here to make sure it's flushed and start filling her up. All right, guys, so I'm gonna run some engine oil through here, make sure there's nothing in there. So, go ahead and get my oil. Go.
I think it's done.
So we're going to start flushing it a little bit.
Yeah. It's coming out.
It's coming out?
Yep.
So that's all you want. You want about 1/4 of a quart just to flush it out just a little bit. As you can see, it's coming out clean now. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference, but yeah, that's clean oil coming out.
And don't try to put too much oil.
So as long as it's still not black when it's coming out, you should be good. But as you can see, the total difference, that oil that came out of there was black. This one, you could almost see through it. So don't see any chunks or anything coming out, no seals. So we should be good to go.
And don't put too much oil, guys.
And like you said, don't put too much oil in your engine because that could be very, very bad. So let me go ahead and clean off the plug. I'm going to put this Never Seize on it while that drains. Or anti-seize, whatever you want to call it. I'm used to calling it Never Seize. I don't know why. But same stuff. Like I said, you want to make sure, to get this on camera, that your washer is still on it. And we'll go ahead and put some of this anti-seize. You get this from your local parts store. They usually give it to you. Sometimes you have to pay for it, but I go to mine so much they just gave me one. So go ahead and open this up and put just a little bit. Because like I said before, a little goes a long way. So we'll try to get some to come out. Put it on the thread. And just like we did with the spark plugs in the other video, just go around it. Make sure you get it nice and coated on there. You don't need too much, so just enough to where you know you're going to be able to get this thing back off, because Last thing you want to do is a strip oil pan bolt that you can't get out, and that'll be a nightmare.
Okay, so about my channel, it's pretty simple.
What kind of stuff you do on your channel?
I make photos, and I do a little bit of gaming, and what else do I do? Kind of forgot. Oh, I make my face smooth and stuff, but it's still smooth. And I kind of did wow, but I don't remember what I did.
Alright guys, y'all go to his channel, Spidey4000, like and subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you know when he uploads new videos. But now it's time to put this plug back in. So I got the anti-seize on it. Make sure there's no debris or anything in there. We can just go ahead and put this plug back in. Of course, you know you want to hand tighten it. Never use a power tool or a ratchet to start your thread on your bolts.
And he's true, guys.
And because you will strip it.
Yep, he's very true.
And then you will be sorry if you strip your bolt in your pan. I promise you. So go ahead and put a ratchet back on it. Get it nice and tight. You want to hand tighten it. That should be good right there. Don't want to over tighten. There we go. And that's pretty much how you drain your pan. We'll check back later, make sure it's not leaking or anything once we fill her up with oil. All right, so now it's time to fill her back up with oil. Like I said before, we're using the Mobil 1 0W40 European car formula. This car, I believe it takes about 7.5 to 8 quarts of oil. This is a 5-quart jug, as you can see. So we're gonna start with this. Pour this whole one in there, and then we'll check it, see where she at. Probably gonna need a little bit more. And then once we start her up, we're gonna have to check her again and probably add some more. So we're gonna start with this and work our way from there.
He's not gonna overfill it, you guys. He's good.
Check underneath, make sure it's not pouring back out. Okay. If you go in the drawer in the kitchen where the scissors are at, there's a flashlight in there.
Let me check again. It's good.
Good.
Yep. You guys, I'm a ninja. So watch out when I come.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and check the dipstick. So this is what the dipstick looks like.
Yeah.
You pretty much want to fill it. Show you guys. Okay, you pretty much want to fill it up to here. See, that's the end of it. You want to fill it up to just to the top of that. No more than that. So we'll see where we're at. We put 5 quarts in. Like I said, it's going to take about 7.5 to 8.
And you guys, that is very important.
So as you can see right now with 5 quarts, we're barely showing on the dipstick. So it might take a little more than that, but We'll go ahead and pour some more in.
It's getting late at night.
Yes, it is.
How long have we been making a video for?
Let's go ahead and pour some more in.
Make sure you guys get a good look.
And if you do happen to overfill it, just remember to drain it before you start the engine. Do not start the engine with the car over full, because you could blow all kind of gaskets and seals, especially on these Mercedes engines. So this one, two, it's about 2 quarts right there. Let me stop and check. Check to see where she's at. Okay, as you can see, she's starting to creep up. So yeah, I'm gonna put a little bit more in there.
Yeah, put a little bit more.
It's better to just to take your time, a little bit at a time. You don't want to rush it. Just take your time, fill her up.
And don't try to rush, guys.
All right, let's check her again. And just be prepared for when you crank the car up, it's going to go down some more than where we're filling it at now. It has to compensate for the filter. So let's go ahead and check her, see where she at. Okay, see, we're almost there. Oh, let me get you on camera. There we go. We are almost there.
Flashlight so they can see a little bit more.
Okay, smart guy. So we're about half a quart away from being where we want to be. Let's go ahead and put that half a quart in. So I might have been wrong. It might be about 9 quarts to fill this car up.
Let's check it again.
So it could be about 9 quarts. Okay. So this is where we're at. Almost there. Just a little bit more to go.
Yeah, a little bit more.
I want to put just a little bit more in the engine. And then we're going to start her up.
Yep.
Like I said, it's probably going to go down some more.
So let's do it again. Ready to see.
Okay, she's about full. So let's go ahead and start her up. Now before you start your engine up, make sure you pull your funnel out. Replace your oil cap.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, very important.
Make sure it's on there. Check around your engine bay. Make sure there's nothing where it's not supposed to be. Go ahead, start her up.
crank the car up.
Alright, so you want to run it for a few seconds, let the oil pressure get up. And once the oil pressure is up, you want to check it again.
Yeah, check it again. You guys, let's get flashlight.
Okay, like I told you, it went down a little. You see that? So it went down about half a quart. So we'll go ahead and put a half a quart in, and that should be it. Let's get our oil cap back off. Funnel back in. I'm gonna go ahead and put a half a quart in.
Yep, let's go.
And she'll be full.
Should be full. Go get the flashlight.
Now we're right there, almost there. Just a little bit more.
Yeah.
She'll be full.
We almost there, guys. Don't worry. We almost to the end of the video.
Not quite.
Not quite. I talked to you about it.
Right. That should be enough right there, but let's check it. Always check, guys, as you go. Anytime you pour oil in your car, you want to stop and check the levels.
Yeah. Because it might be over full.
Let me check it one more time. It looked like it might be still a little low, but check it one more time. So we're pretty much right there. I mean, you could stop. I'm gonna just top her off just a little bit because I know my car. But that's pretty much it right there. As you guys can see, it's getting dark. So I'm trying to hurry up and at least get the engine air filters in as well. We'll probably have to do the cabin filters in the next video. So, but we'll at least get the engine air filters in. All right, guys, she's filled up with oil.
We will do it.
Let's crank her up one more time. And check her. All right, guys, so the little click you heard, I slipped with the key. It wasn't the engine or anything, that was my fault. But yeah, you let it run, the pressure build up, and you shut it off and check it again.
Why are you making that noise?
It'll only go down after the first time because it has to fill up in here where the oil filter is. The pressure has to build up in there. So. full. Yep. There you go. She's full. All right, guys. So we're going to do the air filters now. So basically the air filter is inside of this. Flip it over, your engine cover. So you access it from the bottom side. Trying to do this with one hand. So you have these little torque bolts on each side that you got to take off to access your engine cover. Your air filter. So I'm using a T20. I'm not exactly sure if this is the right size, but it works. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this and show you what it looks like once I get it off. Okay, once you get these screws out, they don't come out all the way. So don't try to pull them out all the way. They come up about that high. And once you get them out, you just pull up on it. And your filter, sounds like something was rolling around in there. Okay. But yeah, your filter is right here basically. So you just pop this one out. See if I can do it with one hand. Here, Isaiah, hold this camera. You got it? They can see? Mm-hmm. Come closer. You hold it up. Up, up, up. Let's see. You hold it up like that. Okay. So you guys, you just let Spidey 4000 hold the camera for me. Okay, so you just pull out your old filter.
What?
This thing was dirty. Y'all can see that.
That's
so
dirty.
Get rid of that.
And replace it with a
You
new one.
A little bit of dirt inside.
Yeah, and we'll replace it with a new one.
So you want to knock that old dirt out.
And the new one is right there.
Got the old filter, the engine sucked in. Now you open up your new filter.
Yep, I told you guys that was it.
Your new filter goes in.
Yep.
That.
I'm trying to eat and hold on at the same time.
Yeah, he's eating candy, guys. Look at him. His candy eating self, his Halloween candy. Your hair done came loose.
I know.
But yeah, so you just put it in there and repeat the process on the other side. Just press it down in. So, but yeah, that's how we got the air filters in. I'm gonna go ahead and put these in and put the covers back on. We should be ready to go. So we got the oil change, engine air filters changed, covers back on. I know I need to clean her up. I'm gonna get her detailed. But that's it for that. So only thing left to do now is clean up our mess. Put the cover for underneath back under there and start her up. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all this cleaned up, start her up, and we'll finally end this video. Okay, here we go. All right, guys, so I had to do this off camera. So basically, you have to take the glove box out. I'll show you the process of that when I put it back together. At least I'll try to. And the first set of cabin filters go in there. And I'll show you how that goes. So, let me see if I can do this with one hand again. So I got my new cabin filters right here. Unwrap them. Basically, yeah, so you just put them in and they should just slide on over. I had to play with a little bit just get it to go. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, you have to play with it a little bit to wiggle it in, get it to go. So first one goes in and it slides to the right. Let's get this one out. Package. And take the second one. The second one should just slide directly in once you get the first one in. You just push it in. There you go. There goes your first set of cabin filters. Now, you know this car has 2 sets. So, let's go ahead and put the cover on. This cover goes in. So, basically, slide it into the tabs. Okay, let's do that again. Slide it into the tabs. Push it back. And this little white strip goes down like that. And it's in there. So the way I took it out is once I got the glove box out, this little white strip right here, you push it up like that, pull it towards you, and the tabs come out like that. Put it back in, push the tabs in the slots, push this part back against here, make sure it's nice and tight. Take this white tab and slide it down. Locks it in place. That's how you change the air filters behind the glove box. So now, let's put this glove box back in. I'm gonna have to put this camera down because I have to hook the light, plug the light back in. That's the only part that you're gonna miss. But it's straightforward, you just plug it right in. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and show you how to get this back in place. Okay, so all you do is slide the glove box back in, which is pretty straightforward. You have one screw, it's a rubber grommet type screw that goes in right there. You have another one that goes in right there. This is what they look like. It's a little rubber screw. Pretty much, see, it's really a fastener. You just stick it in there and screw it like you would a normal screw. And screw them in like you normally would any other screw. Alright, once you get that in, you have these little tabs that goes in the side. You really can't see it, but they go in right here. And you can see that little slots, those little notches, they go in there. So you take the tab. Let's see if I can do this. Slide them in. Now, you have 2 screws that go in here in these little holes. So you take your screws, place them down in there. These you could just place in there because it's tight and you really can't work these in by hand. Just make sure, kind of feel for it, make sure your holes are lined up. So I'm using a smaller screwdriver to get these in. Just put it back together. That's how you do your glove box. So the cabin filters for the glove box is done. So now we have to get the ones underneath the dashboard, which are a little harder. So this is one of the covers that I took off already. That's what you want to look for. And as you can see, if I could get a good shot, there they go right there. Those are, that right there is one of your air filters you have to pull out. So I'm not going to be able to record this because it's such a tight space. But basically, you just come under here and you pull this down. And it gives you access once you slide this. Let me show you like this. This right here, it slides up and down. So you just slide it towards the engine compartment, I believe, to unlock it. So, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and get these out, and we'll be back in a second. Alright guys, so I got the new filters in. There's 1 and 2. Basically, when you get under here, these tabs, See if I can get it. These tabs, you have to slide them forward to unlock them, slide them back to lock them. That's how you get them in and out. So you do both of them. They're pretty tough to do. You have to take everything out from under here. So the more stuff you remove, the more room you'll have. So I even went as far as moving the styrofoam from under here. Gave me about 1/4 of an inch, half an inch more room, which is what I needed. And this is actually Mercedes-Benz styrofoam, which is crazy. But yeah. Well, that you just put the carpet back. Which just pretty much presses back in place. And once you get that back in, the underneath of the dashboard has to go back in. So I'm probably not going to be able to do that with one hand, but this is the piece that I took out that goes underneath here. This whole piece. So I'll go ahead and get that back in and get back to you in a second. Alright guys, so we got the cabin charcoal filters back in, got the regular filters back in, everything put back together. Glove box works like it should. So yeah, we're good to go. Go ahead and start the car up. She runs like she's supposed to. So that's how you do the oil change and the cabin filters to be changed out. Let me turn my lights on. Yeah, that's it. So I want to thank you guys for watching, tuning in, and bearing with me with this shoddy camera work because I'm trying to do all this with one hand. But like I said, we changed the oil, changed the oil filter, engine air filters, and all 4 of the cabin filters. 2 of them are charcoal filters, so that's how you do it. So these last 2 videos, I showed you guys how to do a tune-up on a 2002 Mercedes CL500. So now you guys see how I do the spark plug wires, coil packs, oil change, air filters, cabin air filters, all that good stuff. So I want to thank you guys for watching. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button and the bell notification so you know when I download my videos. Also, subscribe to Spidey 4000. You know, he's up and coming in this YouTube world. He's a real good YouTuber, so I'll go ahead, and it's not gonna hurt nothing just to go ahead and subscribe and hit a like on him. It's not gonna cost you a thing, man. So just show support. Next video, we're gonna continue with the maintenance on this car. It's either gonna be one or 2 things. I still haven't made up my mind yet, but I told you, man, I got these projects rocking and rolling now, so I got to go inside and order my next project for this car. It'll be here tomorrow, hopefully. So that's it. And also Spidey 4000 also told me, hey, you should come up with a intro or a name for the people that watch your videos. So let me go ask him again what that name was. All right, Spidey 4000. How should I start my videos? What did you say I should call my people? Project people. I like the way that sounded that. So that's what we're going to stick with for right now. Project people. Thanks for tuning in to Project CL500. And also, don't forget, like I said, subscribe to Spidey 4000. Go ahead and hit that like button on his page and subscribe button and the bell notifications so he could get some views and some new subscribers. His content's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, I like it. So this is it for now, guys. Until next time, what they gotta do?
Like,
All right. Till next time, guys. Say bye.
Bye.
It only takes for you to win once. You could lose 10 years in a row and you hit that right jug. Bam! That shit changed the goddamn game. And guess what? They gonna bow down. So I don't care how rough it's been on you, all you gotta do is hit once. Pull off that one thing in the back of your mind, you pull that off and guess what? They gonna, oh, you're going running.